What up, West Man? Dream with Dream Motivates. Welcome again to another edition of the Starks Podcast. We got some special guests in the building. I want you guys to stay tuned. What up? We up in here again with the man with the master plan. Got some schoolmates and some students all in one. So this should be very interesting. Y'all give it up for my man B Starks. Starks Technologies in the building, man. What's going on with you, bro?
What's up, man? It's a great day to be above ground.
You've been busy.
Yeah, today has been busy.
You've been very busy.
Bidding on contracts, talking with prime contractors about us getting on the contract, so students coming out, sharing their story, classmate, my boy, sharing his story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, let's go ahead. We got some special guests. Go ahead and introduce the guests for us, man. Let them know who is in here in the relationship with you.
Yeah, no doubt. So I got my man, one of my top students, Kevin Lawrence, in the building. He's back. He was on a previous episode.
Yeah.
And then I got my man Lee Harris in the building, schoolmate, my boy, my ex-neighbor, realest dude I know. Real talk.
I appreciate that. Shout out to y'all, man. I've heard some great stories about you and your brother, man. And shout out to the student, man. For one, just coming out the class and getting straight to the bag, bro.
Straight to the bag.
He shared with me briefly about some of his, his story, man, which I think is commendable that, you're able to swing and keep swinging. And now, man, you at a good space in your life, man, because of this education that you have, man. So I just want to, I don't know if you feel like being transparent, just talking about how Starks Technology kind of helped you through it.
Yeah, no, I definitely have no problem with that. I mean, Starks Technology basically keeps you focused, right? Like the focus that comes from Mr. Starks is it's relentless. It never gives up. It always says, hey, you know what? Let's learn today. Let's learn tomorrow. Let's learn the next day. Let's learn every hour of the day. Never close your mind, man, and continue pushing. So that's what I've been doing. That's
what's up. And I see you pushing. And shout out to all you brothers for being in the military. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Salute to you. I think our guest Lee's 20 in the game. Salute to you, brother.
Yeah. 18 days.
20 and 18 days.
Yeah, you
don't forget
the
about them 18 days.
Yeah,
shout out to the 18 days. A lot can happen in those days. And then, B, you was in the military. You've been in the military for how long?
Yeah. I was in for 5 years.
5 years? Yeah. And bro, you in for how long?
About 5 years and 9 months.
Congratulations to all y'all. And thank y'all for just, sharing that. But I want to hear some of these stories, man. Y'all graduated together in technology. Is it technology school?
Yeah. Yep.
So talk to me about it, man. How was the process and how was it being classmates together?
I think for Lee and I, and I'll let him expound more, but it was kind of like being back in the military because you got people that are thrown together from different cultures, different ethnics, and it was just good to collaborate. And when I saw Lee, and then if you know Lee gonna crack some jokes on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. We done heard about it. It's been comedy strip live for the whole.
Telling you. So I think when Lee and I had a conversation jokingly, but then we had some real conversations. And then Lee, I had to commend him because when I met him, he was a single father. He was raising a daughter, and that was one of the things that I gravitated towards him because if anybody knows me, if you got kids and you ain't taking care of your kids, you can't fool with me at all. So no that's one of the things that when Amber, believe it, I still remember her name.
That's her name.
So Lee would come in, he was working overnights, going to school, being a full-time dad. So I know he joke a lot about the stories about, I used to make him do his homework. Yeah, I did his homework because I celebrated him, and because of that, he became valedictorian, which I congratulate him on that. I messed with him about it, but Lee and I, we shared a special bond in school, and over the years, it's like we just pick up where we left off.
Yeah,
we fall off, we get back. Life be lifing, So then fate brought us. You invited me to the fight. I was going to actually reach out to you because it was on my heart.
Man, you know what? Let's pause right there. That's crazy because I don't even know why I invited him to this fight. Like he became my brother. It's like, you know, we got this relationship, and I'm like, hey man, I know you're trying to get your thing, you know, your word out. I don't know if you feel like being inside of a fight, but I'm gonna set up a whole podcast in the middle of the fight. He was like, bet I'm gonna go. Matter of fact, you was gonna go to Vegas.
Yeah.
And you say, instead of going to Vegas, I fit to come. He was going to go to Vegas, bro. This is crazy how God be guided. He was about to go. He didn't know. So he was about to go to Vegas. He's like, nah, I need to be with you, bro, because every time I'm with you, stuff be popping. And we're going to keep it popping for you. And I like, bet. So meet me at the spot. And I'm on the phone. You ain't know this, but I'm on the phone with him when he seen you. He was like, oh, what's going on, golly? So I found out that y'all haven't seen each other prior to that, like for 5 years, right?
Yeah, it was some change, but I wanted to reach out because, you know, and I think we're going to talk about this on another podcast with shout out to Slang at Good Vibes. But Lee and I have some experiences, some traumatic experiences that we share together. You know, I'll be transparent, but I lost my son. He died in my arms, you know. So I saw on Facebook that Lee and his wife had a baby. So I knew it was just something in me. I wanted to reach out to him and to see how he was doing. Because if nobody knows what it's like to lose a child, that thing is, I would have to say that's worse than losing a parent or another loved one. That's a totally different ball game. You know, so we lose our parents. You know, shout out to my dad. Just lost my dad a couple of months ago, and that hurt. But my son dying in my arms, you know, that's different. But anyway, so I wanted to reach out to Lee and check to make sure everything was good. The baby, you know, his son, you know, so it was on my heart. And then I come to the fight.
And there you go.
There he is.
Yeah, and shout out to the little old Nugget, man.
Little Nugget.
I got to meet him the other day, man, and he gonna be something serious. Shout out to your queen too, man. Y'all look super happy. You could tell it was a peace, dog. The peace that was in this room when he was sitting here holding his son like this. Nugget just on his chest, just like that. This dog. You could tell it was like a aura. Yeah. It was like that father and son just bond where his son can hear the heartbeat.
Yeah, man.
Like his son just listens to his heartbeat while I'm sitting there talking to the queen and we just chopping it up about future. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nugget. Shout out to everything that you got going on, man. You got a lot of good, man. You must have been doing some good stuff in your life, man.
Hey,
you got a lot of blessings going on, bro.
Hey, man, look, and I feel I'm not deserving of all of it, man. But the man upstairs keep blessing me, and I'm gonna keep blessing people.
Yeah.
You know, you can keep your blessings to yourself.
Yeah, and I'm glad that y'all brothers got reconnected. Some big things gonna happen. God did that, bro. He just used some people for a vessel,
right,
to be the bridge to make it all come together. But because it ain't had nothing to do with me.
Because that's what it was when I seen him, and then he told me right off the rip. He was like, "Hey, you gotta meet my guy.
Yeah,
you gotta meet my guy, Lee. I'm trying to tell you, man. You know, I'm like, man." I got you, bro. You know what I mean? I'm here watching the fight, you know, and then, my sister had their lending company there, doing their thing. Shouts out to Osmond Lender. And so when I seen him, I was like, you need some help. I just started helping you do the thing.
I appreciate that, man.
You know, and he looking at me like, man, look, the sign's so tall. Like, what this short dude gonna help me with? You know what I mean? Get the wrinkles out and stuff like that, Yeah. But hey, man, he don't make no mistakes.
Right. No, God don't make no mistakes, man.
At all.
And I'm so happy to see, you. Here's what I like about bro, like real talk. Like I just met him, but I gotta give him his flowers. Mm-hmm. So here we go. We got a 20-year-old, and 18-day vet. Mm-hmm. So he probably cool. He probably can be just chilling on that. Maybe. I don't know how that works. Then you been on your job for how long?
18 and a half.
18 and a half years, right? You can chill on that. But then he opens up a salon for his queen. Mm-hmm. And he and I'm talking about grinding. And I love it, man. I came outside. We was chopping up. I came outside. And my man is in it had to be a 1998 Cadillac
2002.
2002 Cadillac. I said, I
What?
said, you got the
DeVille.
everything's factory clean. I'm like, man. He like, yeah, that's my old man car. He said, it's my pop's car, bro. I looked in the car, bro. It looked like nobody even sat in the seats.
Wow.
I'm like, man, how many miles? About 70,000 miles. I mean, pristine. Pristine. Just shows you the type of people that you're around.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That, like you said, that has integrity to take care of their wives, to take care of their children. And both of you guys are building this up through cyber technology.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the career, man. I know you can't talk about who you work for, but in this circumstance, why do they need cyber technology security right now? And it's just so to enlighten people that are looking at this podcast, like, okay, what's the big deal?
I mean, the big deal is all your information out there, you know, and you got hackers out there. You know, a lot of the big companies pay hackers to hack their system to see where the vulnerability is at in their system. You know what I mean? So when you got guys that go on to school for cybersecurity, I mean, it's instant. It's a need. The day you graduate is the day you got a job.
That's crazy.
You know, and honestly, if you like problem solving, figuring things out, I'm telling you right now, it's the field to go into, cause it's the way of the world. No matter where you at, you look at all the stuff that's getting hacked.
Yeah, man.
You know, I mean, just the smallest thing. Like we had to hack. Was it one of the banks, and they had to freeze down everything.
Bank of America.
Bank of America.
And had to freeze everything down.
Castle's waking up with no money in there.
With no money in their accounts.
We was
Bro,
in
what my money?
class. I was teaching class, and I think you
Yeah, well, I
jumped
was
in.
in the class,
Kevin
yeah.
was in the class.
Yeah.
Because he had some questions about something, and then I was like, "Yo, jump in the class." And then one of my instructors, my future instructors, we going at it, and they was like, and then my chief officer.
Chief
Compliance
financial officer?
Yeah, my compliance officer. They was just chopping it up before we started class. They was like, "Yo, I can't get in my account." And then all of a sudden, people just started talking about how they couldn't get in their bank account.
Dang.
Right there in the middle of class.
Yeah.
That's where we at. And when you can have access to your bank accounts, your Social Security, your all your savings.
It's everything, man.
That's
everything.
crazy, man.
People who's not into the technical type of stuff, then you know what, they already left behind. Right. You got people that still write checks. You got people who still go to the bank. You got people who ain't got no cell phones.
Hey,
You know what I mean? Because you know we call it off the grid back in the day.
Right.
But they don't know that they're still part of it. Because guess what? By you going to get your check, cash your check at the bank, if your bank get hacked, guess what?
hey, listen, this is real because I'm sitting there. We're at the salon, right? My man pull up the Optimus Prime laptop. That mug transformed into some I ain't never seen. My man had like 14 screens, came out of one screen. I was like, what is... I was trying to play it off like I see this every day, but it was right here on my peripheral. I'm like, yo, what kind of Matrix? And so he getting it in just like... So for you guys, this podcast is something for the person that is listening that literally is trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, I can't. You mean to tell me I got to go through the rest of my life at Walmart, bro? I can't do that. You mean to tell me that I got to work at Six Flags for that? You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to be sacking groceries? You mean to tell me that all I'm supposed to do is flip these burgers, bro? There got to be something else. To the student that's succeeded, now you're making the money. How fast, can you reiterate, did it take you to go through class and to literally start making money?
When honest, true, straightforward dedication, it could be a matter of months after you finish your class. But depending on what course you're taking, if you want to go DevOps or anything of that nature, obviously these class lengths vary. But if you are dedicated and you're not just taking what they have in class, but you're also doing follow-on education, it's easy for you to get employment within a month and a half, 2 months after accomplishing your goals.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
And then you said that you was started, your first job was about, was it 75, 80, 85,000, somewhere around there?
About 70,000, like 60, 70,000.
I mean, who is doing that in that short amount of time? and starting. Every time I hear that, bro, I know I'm not trying to be an actor right now. I'm telling you right now, every time I've probably heard it about 30 times now, but every time I hear it, it blows my mind because I know so many friends of mine that has student debt, 50, 60, 70, 80, can't even get a crib because the debt to income ratio is tore up because of the student loans.
But times have changed. And I'm not trying to downgrade colleges right now, but them certifications is everything now.
Everything.
You know what I mean? So instead of paying $30,000 a semester or whatever for college, you pay $300-400 for a certification. It's gonna win every time. You know what I mean? And then your certification puts you right directly into what they're looking for. If you look at the job applications down, you will see certification, college.
Right.
So you got to go, and now this younger generation.
Oh, they up.
You know
on
what I mean? They up on it, man.
They up on it, bro.
So
and I think you're right, man. I think college, the traditional educational system is coming to a very close window of y'all hit a lick, but it's over.
And that's the reason why part of the journey that Lee and I went to, and see, we went to an actual college. It wasn't a name brand. We went to a small technology college. But, Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, they charged us, without our VA stuff, they was charging cats for the cybersecurity program. It was $100,000.
Wow.
And thankfully, Lee and I, we're veterans, so we didn't have to pay for that. So we don't have any student debts. But my point is that this is the reason why you choose Starks Technology Services. For anybody that's willing to, you pay us, and I'm just throwing out a random number, but you pay us $5,000. Not only are you going to get the training, you're going to get the mentoring, but we actually have a partnership with a staffing company that actually helps people like Kevin try to get jobs. I'm sending Kevin, I use Kevin because he's sitting here, but I'm sending him jobs. He's calling me, hey, B, I need some help, But that's a part of the journey. We're helping you where a traditional college doesn't do that. They may have a staffing, HR, whatever you want to call it. They may send you some job, but them jobs, and I'll pass it over to Kevin. Them jobs is like McDonald's jobs, 16-hour jobs. You going to a top-notch school to learn top-notch materials, and you mean to tell me you're going to insult my intelligence by sending me some old warehouse job?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
that's a scam.
So maybe Kevin can.
No, absolutely.
Can share.
I would have to say, because I've done the college thing and I've also done the tech school and I've also been learning under Starks Industries. So like for us, for the technology side of it, I've been to college. I remember walking by and seeing the job board and they saying, oh, we have jobs available, but they're paying $17, $18, $19 an hour. And it's like, at this point in our society, that's poverty. That's poverty. And you want these college students to just accept anything. And so when you turn around and you say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get into the tech space, you actually learn a skill set. That's the one thing that we have to get back to, which I believe Brian is basically trying to bring everybody back to, is learning a skill set. I know how to do this. You can put me in the game right now, coach.
Yeah,
and
that's what they need.
Yeah,
that's what we do here.
Hey, and on that note, we got to show you guys a couple of people that got our back. Check this out. What up, world? Shout out to the beauty industry. We got some new kids on the block. If you haven't known, now you're about to know. About 10 minutes from the Cowboy Stadium, it's a brand new spot called the Viridian. And right over there in the Viridian is some brand new restaurants, stores, and one of the stores is Essential Day Spot. Listen, this spot, for all the people that need to understand, is the place to go. So if you're interested and you just not coming to the city, go check out the information right here below, and they got your back. Yo, tell them Dream sent you. Now back to the episode. Welcome back to the Starks Technology Podcast. Listen, man. Every time I'm in this podcast, for real, I'm in school. So I appreciate y'all schooling me, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you for having us.
Like straight up, I be just like, golly, because every time I see somebody, what I love about it, Lee, is that it's practical and it's duplicatable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they have the will. This is not for the lazy. So if you're lazy and this ain't this, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't waste your time because B gonna let you know exit stage left quickly.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody that you know that needs a chance to change their information, change the situation, this is something that 6 to 8 weeks, bro. Is that right?
Yeah. 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks. Then they gonna find you the job. Now that's unheard of, bro. And now, bro, been doing it. So has the job that you're at, is it always is it cyber technology based?
Yeah, absolutely. Completely.
Now, Lee, is yours? Is yours?
Oh no, mine's is over maybe 60 engineers, different. Everybody doing different things.
So it's not. It doesn't have cyber technology.
No, we got cyber there.
Oh wow.
We definitely have it there. We have a whole team.
But you don't do cyber technology.
Yeah, I do like security gateway stuff.
Gotcha.
So I do a different type of it, where for you to even get into my company's communications or website, whatever, you got to go through us first. So what we're doing is checking the security and making sure that you can pass through and talk to my network.
18 years.
18 years. Like I said, well, I just got to this part.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, and it's going to steady just keep growing, man, and it changes. Mm-hmm. Like the one thing I love about him. First of all, let me say, I'm proud of this dude, man. You know what I mean? For not just getting to the status that he at, but he also, paying it forward. He could just do what he do and just leave it.
Yeah.
But he's always been that good dude. He's always wanted, you need anything, I got you. He's always been like that.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't do nothing but what he said, I support him.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's big because as the head of this company, and for anybody that's looking at this podcast, thinking about getting involved with you don't want to deal with the fluff.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to get with somebody that's real, concrete, and then have some look at your relationships. Every person I've met that know you, bro, everybody's solid.
And they all say the same thing.
Y'all say the same thing.
I noticed that, and it's not nothing that's scripted or anything, but anywhere from family, to people, under my leadership, to my students, to college friends, and even to you, everybody says the same thing, and it's a humbling thing to do because, like Lee mentioned, and I think that's one thing. So shout out to Lee and his beautiful wife and a little nugget.
She is cute, ain't she?
The thing that Lee and I talked about before, we share the military, we share tragedies, but we also share that giving heart, that giving spirit.
Yeah.
Immediately when Lee saw you, he's, hey man, you need some help.
Yeah, my man helped me with that whole. I say,
yeah.
this is...
And see, the thing about it is, and we didn't speak about this, but I was on my way to see Dream. Dream had a flat.
Yeah.
I
remember I told you.
And I said, hey, bro, where you at? He said, I'm here. I said, I'm there.
Got there in 11 minutes.
Got there as soon as I can, but that goes back to being a servant leader, and that's something that drew Lee and myself, drew us closer together because we have that kindred spirits of being not only good leaders, but servant leaders to help others.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned to, my staff, and now Kevin and some other students, I know what I could do by myself. We know what we could do by ourselves. Mm-hmm. But how good of a leader am I if I'm making the bag, but everybody else left behind? Yeah. So now I'm carrying everybody, carrying people along with me on this journey, and there's more work to do. Shout out to my team today. We actually had some great news. I didn't share this with you, but we just we're close to finalizing on a huge contract. Huge. I'm talking about crazy, stupid huge, to where we get a chance to negotiate whatever we want to make. So what does that mean? That means that now everything from the training that I've been teaching, from the dedication, we talked about the 3 Ds, determination, dedication, and then having the discipline.
Yeah.
That's some of the things that we learned in the military. So when I came up with the 3 Ds, I shared that with my students.
Yeah.
And then half of them didn't take it. Some of them did, but then I had to select the elite team, and Kevin was a part of that elite. So now the leader passes on that, but then now we share that, and that's why Kevin is still with me after a year later. Yeah. And now potentially he's going to be working with Starks Technology Services to bring more back to his, to his financial status, but not only that, to try to help grow his business too.
Yeah, I think it's just powerful, man. I had the honor and privilege to be certified with Dr. Eric Thomas as a motivational speaker.
Shout
out to ET. But and I motivated a lot of people. But I'm gonna tell you something: motivating people and empowering them, is totally different, and that's what you're doing right now, bro. You literally are motivating them and empowering them to come in, change their life if they want to, and that's a whole nother situation where you're able to change people's lives. That's godly, you know what I'm saying? So that's a dope thing, and I'm super excited to meet your students. He's a super cool cat. We got to hang out downstairs, and he told me a little bit about his story, and just to meet up with big bro here, man. Everybody's just doing very well in this space. And for Lee, for those who are looking at this podcast, it might be a little brother that's looking at the podcast. He's sitting on the couch, or he's at the gym and he's trying to release some stress. He's trying to figure it out. What's some key advice that you could give everybody about understanding about this point of life, how this entity can change their situation?
Oh man, it's a lot. I mean, honestly, man, it's a lot. Especially when you and then you got to talk about the generations. You know what I mean? You got guys in their 50s don't know what they want to do.
Wow.
You know what I mean? When you go 40s, 30s, and 20s. You know what I mean? So really, shouts out to Brian for having the patience, because so many levels of the game that he has to do. You know what I mean? Because you got them 20-year-old, you got to handle them different. And then you got the 50-year-old guys. You got it's never late. Number one.
Yeah.
It's never. This game right here is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't nothing change with the game when the rules are the rules. Only thing that changes is the characters. The only thing that changes is characters. So if you want it, and someone like Brian sees that you want it, he's going to do everything he can, because one thing he don't want is for you to fail on his watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That when you got mentors out there that thinks like that, and make sure and they letting you know it's not about them. Because if you succeed, I succeed.
Yeah.
So like I said, meeting his student right here and how he's talking, how he articulate things, I'm like, yeah, that's one of Brian's students.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, seriously, that's one of Brian's students. Because Brian wasn't like us in school.
Yeah.
We were rough. Brian was seriously about, he wanted to make his life better.
Yeah.
I got a good job.
Yeah.
I'm just spending the government money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having fun while I do it. But I learned. You know what I'm saying? I'm good in school. And he was like that in school. Like, he motivated a couple of people who wanted to quit. And he was like, yo, man, you can't quit. We all in this together.
Yeah.
Powerful, bro.
I forgot about that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Powerful, bro.
Brian's like, the teacher left out and whatnot. And people was like, man, Brian said, no. That right there is not an option.
You being a leader then?
We started together, and we gonna end together.
That's what's up, bro.
You know what I mean? I don't know if we're gonna end failing or not, 'cause you know what I mean?
At least we're gonna end something.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been that type of dude since I known him,
Wow.
and we just compliment each other on this thing called life. Because living life, man, is not for the weak hearted.
It's not.
Things gonna happen in your life, man. And it's easy for somebody to sit there and tell you, oh, you're gonna be all right. But you're not going through what you're going through. Like with Brian was talking earlier today, his son passed away in his arms. I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, that's right.
My daughter passed away. Yes, we lost our kid, but it's different. When I lost my daughter, a lot of people came to me and like, I know how you feel. You don't.
No, you don't.
It's different experiences, different people, different times in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's their way of trying to connect to you.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's no disrespect.
Yeah.
That's just people's way of trying to connect to you.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They think you good people.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good people out there, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good people out there. So you gotta try to, figure out who to let in and who to keep arm distance.
That is real.
You know what I mean? Because once you
real.
let people in your circle, that means you let them in your business.
That's right. That's right.
And then when you do that, people feel they got to say so
Yeah.
in what you do and how you conduct business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta, and there's no book on it. It's trial, trial and error. You know what I mean? Like, hey, B, what happened to the? Oh, me, I don't mess with him no more.
Yeah.
I ain't got to even ask her what happened.
That's it.
All I gotta be.
You don't mess with him, I don't mess with him.
I gotta be like this.
That's it.
He'll tell you that's how I am.
Right.
That's
You
it.
don't mess with him, I don't mess with him.
Man, from a student perspective, before we get out of here, man, there's gonna be other students that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say for them would be your biggest takeaway from this whole situation to help them understand that this is probably what they need to do?
Open your mind. Open your mind, open your heart. Understand that this may be difficult for you to learn right now, but Mr. Stark's gonna find a way. He's gonna find a way to figure it out so that way he can actually have it resonate with you. So for future students, for students coming in, anything of that nature, I would just say open your mind to be willing to learn.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to receive that message, it doesn't matter if you got a book. Doesn't matter if you got Eric Thomas teaching it to you. It doesn't matter if you got Kevin Samuels teaching it. It doesn't matter who's teaching it. If you're not willing to receive that message, if you're not in that position to receive that message, you will always fall short. So if you could just open your mind and open your heart to say, you know what, I'm very interested in this. I really want to learn. I really want to become the best me I possibly can be. The Starks industry is where you need to be.
Ooh, that boy dropped that bar.
That
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what it was.
We're ready to sign up right now.
Yeah,
you know what
sign
I'm saying? B, what you got, man? Closing remarks.
Now, I just want to thank my guests. I want to thank Kevin. One of my actually probably the top, especially when it comes to minorities, the top, one. We got good things. We got work to do, bro.
We got a lot of work to do.
We got work to do. And I also want to thank Lee, I want to say childhood friend, but my college boy, and I'm thankful that you're here today, and I appreciate you for being here. And I definitely, if you haven't, heard on the advertisements, shout out to his lovely wife and Lee, because I'm amazed at the accomplishments that they've made. Am I surprised? No, but it's still amazing to see success.
Yeah.
So you're interested in finding a salon to go to, a relaxed spa, shout out to Lee and his wife and hit them up there in Arlington. But, if you're looking for an opportunity, you're tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, come check us out, StarksTechnologyServices.com. Hit us up on the phone. You can call us at 1-800-316-4606. And if you need to email us, you're welcome to do that as well. Someone will get with you at support@StarksTechnologyServices.com. Let's go.
Once again, it's your man Dream with Dream Motivates. I'm at Dream Motivates on every single platform. Shout out to everybody that's taking all the chips and betting on yourself. Go holler at my man Starks. Tell him the Dream sent you, and we up out of here. Let's go.